I'm recording. Ba ba ba.
I am recording. Pa pa pa.
I am recording. Pa pa pa.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 703rd episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Bobby.
Hello. I usually think of something to say before.
No, make something up. Make something up.
I traveled. I flew on a plane. So unbelievable.
There we go.
Austin also here.
Hey, I actually do have something this time.
Okay.
At the start of the, for like the New Year's resolution, quote unquote, whatever, I said I'm going to finally read a book for the first time in like a decade. And I finished one. I just finished Tress of the Emerald Seas. It was pretty good.
Wow. Nice.
So Pokemon fans can read. At least I think I read it. I felt like I did.
I don't think Pokemon fans are passing those allegations.
Well, I'm trying to learn again.
Well, speaking of reading, we're going to be talking about sleeping, as there's a new Pokemon coming. That's pretty good.
Yep.
There's a new Pokemon coming to Pokemon Sleep. We have a new 7-star raid schedule for Scarlet and Violet. Yes, I said Scarlet and Violet, not ZA. There's no ZA news this week, actually. There's a little bit of Pokopia stuff, a little bit of UNITE stuff, a little bit of TCG stuff, a little bit of everything this episode. I don't know if we're going to get anything really big until maybe next month. Probably going to hold those cards close to their chest for
a little calm before the storm.
Yeah. What was the thing we talked about last week? That isn't even still on Pokemon.com yet at this point. What was it? I don't remember.
The TCG thing?
The TCG thing?
There was like the TCG promo box for the 30th anniversary with the coin?
Not that.
Oh, okay. Because those should be coming out soon.
That is
Sooner
true.
Than next month.
I don't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. The Pokemon company doesn't care. They're like, here's the news. We've moved on to the next thing. If you missed it, that's fine. It's already sold out and or gone and or it was a limited time event, so you can't get it anyways.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about
right. Speaking of something you probably won't be able to get, Shuckle is arriving to Pokemon Sleep. Before we get to this news, I went to, was it Old Gold Power Plant for Farfetch? Saw 2 Farfetches all week.
Nice.
You saw 2? I saw only 1. Double.
I'm so glad for the New Year's event they boosted Farfetch, and that boost meant I saw 2.
I will say, I went to Taupe Hollow this week, and I've seen about 470 Trapinch. So...
I also went to Taupe Hollow. I've been getting more Vibrava than Trapinch, I feel like.
Oh, wait, did we all go to Taupe Hollow? Because, yeah, I've been getting a lot of Vibrava as well.
Yeah.
What? I'm not getting Vibrava. I got a few, but I'm getting Trapinch. It's an infestation of Trapinch over there in Taupe Hollow.
I think I only took like 1 home, but I saw a bunch.
Don't worry, at Master Rank 19, which was me this morning, I had a Wynot and an Igglybuff, and I was like, great, I'm so glad.
That's the beauty of Taupe Hollow.
I was so glad. Master Rank 19, I'm still getting Wynot.
It eases the blow a bit if you have the music turned on when you're seeing that Wynot.
Well, there have been reports saying a new Pokemon is going to appear, Shuckle, which will be bug type in the game. It will arrive on January 19th after 3 p.m. It will appear on Greengrass, Scion Beach, Taupe Hollow, Amber Canyon, and Greengrass Isle Expert. It will be dozing type, and it will have energy for everyone, which is the best ability in the game for everyone. It's a good ability.
For everyone?
For everyone, some would say. It will restore some energy to all the helpers. It will also get you additional berry juice. Berry juice restores 20 energy to a single helper Pokemon, and you can hold 5 in your bag. And that will also come along with the Super Skill Week Part 3 event. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah.
Are you
No,
a
I was gonna
Shuckle
say,
fan?
I'm not. Well, so they're bringing out Shuckle just in time for my birthday, which is great. You love to see it. I do have issue with the fact that Shuckle doesn't evolve. So if you're going to
Sure.
boost up that main skill, you're going to be using a lot of seeds for that purpose. But I do like what they're doing, and they've done this. This isn't the first time, but I do like where they're taking a skill, and rather than just making a brand new skill, they're just adding pieces to skills that already exist. We saw this with Togedemaru, I believe, had
Yep.
it was like a skill that just got added to, and there's been a couple other ones in the past that have where they've added to it a bit, but I do like that they're doing it that way rather than just introducing all these new skills and then we just have, I don't know, too many skills out there for different Pokemon.
Is this this can't be, I'm sure, but is it the first time a Pokemon gives you an item to hold in your bag, like the berry
Yes.
juice?
Mhm.
It is? Okay, I was like, I don't recognize that being a thing before, but I also only use the same 5 Pokemon every week, so I wasn't sure. But it felt new. I was like, this seems cool.
There was, maybe it was Togedemaru, I forget which one. There was a Pokemon that gives your Pokemon candy.
Okay.
But
Murkrow.
Murkrow. Oh, is it?
I think it's Murkrow.
Well, there's yeah.
Super Luck? Something like that.
Something gives you candy, but this is the first time, yeah. It's like an item in your bag.
I think they changed Delibird recently too to do that.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, it was Delibird. Yeah.
Oh no, Murkrow gives you Dream Shards. There's like a chance where Super Luck will trigger for Dream Shards.
Yeah.
A very simple, relaxing game Pokemon Sleep is. Shuckle will come with Skill Week, which will also begin on January 19th. The chance of triggering your main skill will be boosted by 1.5. Main skills of skill Pokemon will be boosted by 3 when they trigger. Limited time candy event is coming back, which is crazy because we just had that for Christmas. A few Pokemon will appear regardless of your sleep, so that will be Shuckle, Meowth, Psyduck, Growlithe, Slowpoke, Magnemite, Eevee, Igglybuff, Togepi, Mareep, Murkrow. Hey, we just talked about Murkrow. Heracross, Trico, Ralts, Sableye, Plusle, Minun, Gulpin, Wynot, Drifloon, Bonsly, Riolu, Dwebble, Rufflet, Dedenne, probably the best one on the list, Togedemaru, Mimikyu, Toxel, and Palmy.
Good luck getting that Shuckle.
That's a very big list.
Yeah, they're like, Shuckle will appear more frequently, but also here's 300 other Pokemon that are going to
so will
appear.
everything else.
I think your best chance of getting Shuckle is probably Amber Canyon, which is your options there are Eevee, Shuckle, Heracross, Plusle, Minun, Dwebble, Rufflet, Togedemaru, and Toxel. I think that's your best.
Yeah, looks like it. Have either of you used Togedemaru yet? Is Togedemaru
I used
good?
Yes and no. I used Togedemaru during the Christmas week where it debuted, and then also Steel type Pokemon were locked in, and Steel type Pokemon had like a 3 times boost, like this event is having.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool when it just does like what Slowking or Leafeon does, which is just give energy to one specific Pokemon. So every time it procced, it was like 20 energy because it was, I think, technically main skill 4. And then when it triggered, it would just force them to trigger their ability. So it was kind of weird to play because you pretty much had to like hit Togedemaru last.
Right. Sure.
And then, but when it went off, it felt great. Cause like I don't know, a good example why I think it's good is in the afternoon. Like if I had like Wigglytuff on my team and Wigglytuff did energy for everyone and healed everyone 18, and then Togedemaru popped and then forced Wigglytuff to do it again. It's like I got 2 on Wigglytuff, even though all my Pokemon were already like really healthy. So it was like, oh, I could easily remove Wigglytuff and Togedemaru for the rest of the night, and I would still be above 80% for the next like 8 hours because everyone's sitting at like 150. So there were times during the week where, because Togedemaru would hit either my Palmy or Palmont or whatever. What's the final one? Palmont.
Palmont. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, or Wigglytuff. It would be like, oh, I've so like everyone's at 150, so I don't need either of these for the rest of the day, and that was pretty cool. But then sometimes it would hit like Dragonite, and it was like, oh, great, Dragonite.
Thanks.
Is already healing himself, and he's already like, this is useless here.
Maybe I'm playing the game wrong, but I feel like I never take my energy for everyone Pokemon off my team. Like, that is the one Pokemon that just never switches out for any reason. And it's never something that I need like ingredients for either. My Wigglytuff is like chocolate, honey or something, and it's just like I don't need those ingredients for any meal. It just adds to it, but I feel like Wigglytuff must have the most sleep hours with me because it's never off my team.
Yeah, I'll remove them if like everyone's like 130 plus and it's like 7 p.m. and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go to bed till like 2, so I can put another like ingredient on or something here.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Mine's not coming off.
I mean,
my Wigglytuff is staying.
I'm switching teams like so much specifically because of Dedenne. It's like as soon as I hit Tasty Chance, it's
right?
Like, okay, Dedenne has to come back because Dedenne needs to do 2 more triggers, and then as soon as those 2 triggers are done, Dedenne's off.
Yeah, I have kept Dedenne on all week this week because I keep hitting extra tasty meals with it, and it's great. Like I did not expect myself to almost be at Master 20 on Topalo, but if I can get, I mean, it's tough, but if I can get 2 more extra tasty meals today, I will hit Master 20 on Topalo. So we'll see. We'll see if it works. But
I think I don't need to hit extra tasty.
And you're there?
I think it'll be close. If I hit 1 extra tasty, I'm good.
Okay.
But if I don't hit either today, it'll be close. I think Shuckle like giving you an item is like really cool, but it's so easy to get Ralts candy. It's so easy to get Wigglytuff candy. I would also argue it's pretty easy to get Palmy candy depending on what islands you're going to. So I don't know if they're gonna like slightly nerf Shuckle compared to like a Gardevoir, because Gardevoir is like the best in the game. I think Palmy is the second best, and then Wigglytuff is like third. Whatever, doesn't matter. When I say the best, there's like minuscule differences between these. It's like Gardevoir triggers 5.4 and Wigglytuff triggers 4.8. Like it's whatever. But Bobby is right. You would have to give it 5 main skill seeds, whereas like a Gardevoir, you would only have to ideally give it 3. So it's a bigger investment, and if this is based, if it's anything like Heracross or Kangaskhan or Absol or Farfetch, how often are you going to see Shuckle to then get the candy to power up Shuckle?
Right.
Probably not often enough.
Yeah.
Like if you got helping bonus, helping speed M, skill trigger M, main skill up, if you got like the most god roll Shuckle, yes, invest, but good luck being like the 0.001% that gets that.
Exactly. And it's Bug, and Bug is on Amber Canyon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bugberry. Yeah.
I like Shuckle. I'm glad it's here.
Yeah. I mean, I like Shuckle. I just think I like Shuckle. Energy for everyone is a tough one on Shuckle, but I do like that they added the berry juice. That's cool. That's just a cool mechanic, and now that kind of opens up the idea that other Pokemon could potentially give us items down the line.
I think we haven't talked about this on the show, and which is crazy because we talk about a lot of Pokemon Sleep on this specific show. But remember when the game came out 2 years ago and we were all trying to get like a Kangaskhan or like a Absol or one of these 16 pip barely seen Pokemon? The
Yep.
problem now, which is only going to get worse, is, or even Heracross. I think Heracross is featured in the picture here. Yeah, he is. The problem now is, like, I've had a good Heracross for 2 years, but other Pokemon have taken my main skill seeds instead of Heracross, on top of the fact I don't have Heracross candy. But the point I wanted to bring up was, it's been 2 years, and Heracross is now more rare than it was when it debuted because they keep
There's just so
adding more
many.
Pokemon to the pools.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you fix that unless you start having like community day sleep where
That
all
would
of
be
your
kinda
spawn
cool, though,
are
actually.
Heracross or something.
Does something like a Cyan Beach expert fix that? Because like green
maybe.
grass expert is technically green grass, so it can be any berries, any Pokemon. Like it's a bigger pool
Right.
of Pokemon.
Mhm.
So does like a more focused Cyan Beach fix that?
Maybe either that or they should give out more incense in some way. So it's like, oh, okay, I'm getting Heracross incense, and so now I'll make sure one spawns. Or I don't know, make it, I mean, I hate putting things behind, using points or money, but open up an incense shop and like let people use sleep points towards specific Pokemon incense, and so they can just
Yeah.
say, okay, I want, Heracross to spawn tomorrow. I'll use some points and get
And
a
it'll
Heracross
spawn,
incense.
and it won't be hungry, and then you'll give it 2 biscuits, and then it'll be full, and then you'll see it in 6 months.
Well, that is Pokemon Sleep in a nutshell, right?
I mean, that's how it works. But no, I think I actually do agree. I think the incense shop would be pretty cool. Sure, it would take your resources if you're trying to like get a good Pokemon, but that would kind of sort of solve the problem of waiting the 6 months if you could just keep buying those incense to try to get a good Heracross or that good Shuckle. Is that the best way to spend your points? I don't know. Probably not, but it is an option.
What is the Pokemon Day prediction for Pokemon Sleep? Is it just like a legendary? Is it the Mewtwo
Yeah.
button?
No, I don't think
Not
it's
yet,
Mewtwo
not
button.
yet.
Not
Latios
Mewtwo
Latios button,
button.
which is
Ooh,
hardly a button.
okay. I was thinking maybe Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza.
That's a pretty big button in itself.
I guess that's true. That is a pretty big button.
I mean, like they got to do them eventually, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah, or Mega Evolutions in Sleep.
I mean,
don't
they
even know
could
what
do
that would
like
do.
they could do like Regice, Regirock, Registeel, but I don't think that's.
That's less of a button than Latios.
Yeah, like at that point, just put best friend Azelf and Uxie there too. Like no one's being finally Uxie.
I can't wait.
3
have-
psychic mons, perfect.
We do have a mythical, right? Because we have Darkrai.
Yeah.
We could get another mythical. Maybe like a Mew. I feel like I've said this I think I said this last year too.
I think if they do
because-
Mew, they do Mew and Mewtwo at the same time, like Darkrai, Cresselia.
Yeah, that's true. Was it last year when they teased Darkrai on Pokemon Day
Yeah.
or before? But they said there was like some psychic thing coming, and that was the Cresselia part of it, right? And
I
'cause
believe
so. We thought Mew, or I thought maybe Mewtwo or Mew because they mentioned psychic.
Yeah. We talked about this last. Like it could be because we talked about if Pokemon Sleep needed to hit the sleep, but the Mewtwo button.
Yeah.
And then 3 weeks ago on the show, we found out that Sleep was making more money than Unite.
Yeah. I don't think we're near the Mewtwo button with Sleep yet.
Yeah. I think there will be a big announcement for Pokemon Day, though, in regards to Sleep. Like, the game is clearly
For
doing
sure.
really well. So
Mhm.
I don't know if that's like Cyan Beach EX and a new legendary. Because they
Yeah.
don't need to say like, hey, we're adding Roly-Coly to the game. Like, that's not a good enough Pokemon Day announcement.
No, it'll be a legendary. I think it'll be a legendary Pokemon. Was the Scarlet and Violet starters, do you remember if that was part of a Pokemon Day announcement or if that was separate?
Was that Pokemon Day?
I feel like that was the 2-year ago Pokemon Day. We got the Scarlet and Violet starters.
Is this year going to be the 3rd year for Sleep? 3rd anniversary, right?
Yeah, I think it came out in 2024?
Yeah.
No, 23.
What starters haven't they done yet? Gen 5?
Gen 5 black and white remakes.
Gen 4? Gen 6? Yeah, there's a lot of starters they haven't done. Yeah, so if they're doing, Gen 6 would probably be good this year, right?
Gen 6 would work. So Pokemon Sleep did debut in July of 2023. So we have had 2 Pokemon days with Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah, the first Pokemon Day was Raikou Entei Suicune. Second Pokemon Day was Darkrai Cresselia.
That's right. Okay, so the Scarlet and Violet starters were at some point in the middle of the year.
Yeah. They could do Zeraora.
I was thinking Zeraora.
They could do
Or
Volcanion.
Oh, finally! Volcanion love!
But when you go to sleep and when you wake up, it's just a black room in the basement of a laboratory.
Yeah. No, it's... They could add Hoopa with some new donut thing.
Some
true.
new
That
donut recipes.
Cool.
Donut recipe with Hoopa.
We all want more RNG and randomness in Pokemon Sleep. We just don't.
Absolutely.
We just don't get enough every morning.
This donut could do this. This one does something else.
This donut will get you more.
I feel like sometimes they try to line up their games with like the events, but I feel like that happens less frequently than I at least myself think it does. So I don't know. Like my thought would be like, oh yeah, Hoopa would make sense, but I doubt it's probably not Hoopa or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at I was just looking at when the starters did come out. Oh, never mind. Yeah, maybe they wouldn't. Do they not have they not done any crossover events with Sleep?
Sleep
Pokemon
is not...
Go and Sleep had a crossover event when it first came out.
I mean, that's true, but that also because they use the same device.
Yeah.
There's probably a world where I overlay a calendar and I compare events, and there are some that line up. I mean, you could maybe argue that like the Christmas events had some similar Pokemon.
Sure.
There's probably more that lines up with Pokemon Go and like the Pokemon anime or other things than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sure there are people, sleep experts here, who are yelling at their screens right now. They did release the Scarlet and Violet starters with the release of Scarlet, and that doesn't make sense. Scarlet and Violet.
No, the Scarlet Violet starters were on July 15th, 2024.
2024?
That's what it says.
What am I reading? Okay. Don't believe Google, everybody, because Google doesn't know what they're doing with...
I'm on game8.co.
Oh, that's just as bad as Google.
That was the first link.
Yeah, so I don't know. Gen 6 starters would be cool, or something like Hoopa. I think we will get at least a legendary Pokemon for Pokemon Day. I don't think they could introduce any regular Pokemon that would be as exciting to people
besides
as
starters.
a legendary. Besides starters.
Right.
Yeah.
Keldeo and the Swords of Justice.
Gen 5 remakes confirmed, finally.
That's what the Volcanion Black Room was signaling. The black, and then there's going to be a white room sometime.
Black Room, White Forest. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got some other new. I can't believe we just spent the first segment on Sleep. I'm not surprised. This game's good. All right, we'll be right back. And we are back from our break. Well, they already hit the Mewtwo button in Pokemon Unite, so let's get. But they hit the Meowth button this week. Meowth is now available in Pokemon Unite.
Is Meowth typically a button?
I mean, they gave it a Galarian form and a Paldean form and a Dynamax form.
I guess that's true.
Hold on. They didn't give it a Paldean form. They gave it an Alolan form.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking people were paying attention.
I wasn't.
Meowth's Unite move is Gold Coin Barrage. Meowth unleashes a barrage of gold coins towards designated Pokemon from opposing teams, dealing damage. If a Pokemon from the opposing team steps in the coin's path, the coins will hit them instead. During the attack, coins will periodically drop near the Pokemon from the opposing team hit by the move. I've been told by people who still play Unite, which isn't me currently, that Meowth is overpowered right now.
Oh, okay.
I do feel like that's the trend for new characters, though, is they're usually a little overpowered, so people are wanting to play them.
Right. You gotta say, Meowth's the auto win button. Oh, I gotta go buy it.
So I gotta go buy it, yeah.
I gotta go buy it and grind the ladder. Yeah, I don't know if Meowth's a Pokemon that where people are like, I've stepped away from Unite, but I love Meowth so much. I'm coming back.
No, I don't think. I mean, as someone who's never actually, I've still never played Unite, so
never.
No, I never downloaded it or anything.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Is this the time? Do I go download it now?
I mean, yeah,
Meowth?
for Meowth.
Because of Meowth. Not because of
Meowth.
Miraidon or Empoleon or Zacian or Mewtwo.
No.
Meowth is perfect for pilfering opposing Pokemon's battle items before they know it.
Well, I'm sold. You sold me there.
I do kind of maybe want to try Meowth because he's just a little guy. He runs around. I've not played Unite in a while, I won't lie, but it was fun when I did play. I think just it's like friendlies are too friendly and competitive is too competitive. So I don't know if there's a good mix there anywhere, but
I feel like that's not a Unite issue. I think that's all of current gaming issue right now. Venusaur with the mightiest mark is returning to 7-star raids. They have announced that all the starters are coming back to 7-star raids. I feel like our comment section needs to apologize to me more. I just do. I have a constant track record of being right. Am I wrong sometimes? Yes, I'm not perfect. I get a couple things wrong. But it was like, you think these are ever coming back? Yes. I think they will do this at the end of the life cycle. Here we are, end of the life cycle. They're coming back. I am curious if it seems obvious they're going in order, Pokedex order, so it should be what? Like Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Meganium, Typhlosion, for Alligator, right? It seems like they're going in Pokedex order. It'll be they run from one to the other. So for Venusaur, it'll be Thursday, January 8th to Thursday, January 15th, and then as soon as that ends, Charizard should begin. Charizard was the easiest out of the 3 Kantos. So if you're just trying to grind Herba Mystica, later this week will be better since Venusaur is active now as we're recording this. If you've already caught it, you can't catch it again. So if you're one of those people that missed one or two of the starters, pay attention.
That's me.
Are you going to do these though, Bobby?
I think I am actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I do because I was thinking about the fact that what I don't have are a majority of the starters in luxury balls. And I think this would be a good way to get their final Evo nice and powerful and also in a luxury ball. So I think I will actually go through and do these.
Well, one, if you need help with any of these or whatnot, all of my they don't change the moves to these 7 stars, so they're exactly what they were the last time. So all my raid builds are on YouTube.
You do raid builds?
Sometimes you can tweak them to how you see fit.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes people watch the raid build videos and I get it, but they're like, okay, it exactly has to be this. And it's like, if you prefer to play with Shell Bell over, Miracle Seed, put the Shell Bell on. And I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, your videos are very informative. And for someone like, I mean, I'll speak for myself at least. Like, I don't have the same knowledge that you have on, especially when it comes to battle mechanics for Pokemon, because I am not typically someone who battles. So when I see that, I'm probably going to just go with what you're throwing out there.
Yeah.
I know it's going to work versus what I'm doing. Now, I know there's people who are maybe at the same level as you or like less, but like more than just not knowing anything. And they may have their own choices there. But I will say, as someone who is not a big battler, I watch your videos and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to make this exactly like that.
That's exactly what I do.
Work.
I can't even lie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, what did Steve say to do this time?
Yeah.
So they do work. There's that at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would assume that I would guess that online with other people are still probably pretty rough. But it could just be the MMO effect where in like Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft, a lot of the dedicated people / know what they're doing people usually play the day the raid comes out.
Yeah.
And then the longer you wait, the worse those people get.
Yeah.
So like when I was playing Final Fantasy 14, you would want to raid on like a Tuesday night because that's when the raids reset. If you were raiding on like a Sunday or a Monday night, good luck. You got bottom of the barrel like teammates at that point because they're all the people that like waited.
Great. So you're saying my Venusaur raid is not going to come easy.
It might be a challenge.
Yeah, maybe do it sooner than later.
Well, yeah. All right.
I am curious. They said all the starters are coming back. Does that also? I'm assuming that means like the Hisuian Samurai, Hisuian Decision. I'm assuming that's those.
I would think so.
Iron Bundle is not a starter. Is Iron Bundle coming back? When they say starter,
that's the one I missed.
You missed the Iron Bundle one?
That's the one I missed.
Did you? I don't even think I missed the Iron Bundle one.
Yeah. So I hope that one comes back, although it isn't a starter. So I'm not holding out hope for that. I do have all the starters. I did at the end of the last few of the pseudo legendaries or whatever you want to call them. I did miss a few of those. But I do got all the starters, so
nice.
Technically, Eevee and Pikachu are starters. Are they coming back?
I could see them like ending the whole thing on Pikachu.
Yeah.
So these are each going for 1 week.
Uh-huh.
And there are 27 starters. That's like
that's a long
like
time.
half a year.
Yeah, it's pretty much we know the raids for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Did they do something similar to this in Sword and Shield?
They did recycle all of the Gigantamax for Sword and Shield, and then Sword and Shield ended with pretty much those Gigantamax Pokemon staying in the game.
Okay. I can't remember. That was too many years ago. So, but it makes sense, I guess.
I don't think Mewtwo's coming back. I think that was pretty much one and done. But maybe they didn't release the whole schedule. They just said that there'll be a starter every week.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever have a situation like Zeraora again? Where shiny Zeraora, where you do something in game and then home gives you the reward, or are we just stuck to the shinies being a part of complete like Pokedex completion now in home?
I think if there was a way to, I just don't think Sword and Shield had a way to give you that Pokemon. Like what they did with shiny Rayquaza in Scarlet and Violet is probably originally what they wanted to do with shiny Zeraora in Sword and Shield.
Okay, sure. That makes sense. Yeah.
Because there was also that weird like battle Urshifu in 5-star raids in Sword and Shield, and it was like, but why? You can battle you just get rewards for battle. You don't get anything for beating these Urshifu. You didn't get anything for beating Calyrex or Spectrier or Glastrier in raids either. That was like one of the final raids in Sword and Shield was the horses, and it was like, but why am I doing this?
You know, I hate to say it, but like sometimes I forget that the horses exist.
What?
Like,
you would forget if you play competitive.
No, like
true, they're
know,
everywhere.
yeah. I just like it's like I know Calyrex, and obviously Calyrex is like, you know, can be riding one of the horses, but I just when people bring up Spectrier and Glastrier, I think, right, is the other name?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Like
so.
I'm just like, oh yeah, those horses exist.
See, I actually almost feel the opposite. I forget about Calyrex as itself because I usually see it riding one of them.
Interesting. That's interesting that you pick out the horse of it. Like I pick out the Calyrex part. I think it's because of TCG.
Okay.
Just because like Shadow Rider Calyrex and Ice like the Rider Calyrex were so big when they came out that I just associate their Calyrex part of that and not so much the Spectrier and Glastrier part.
Because it is the year of saying Pokemon names right. I'm looking at you, Stone Jarner. We have or Aegislash for those that always get that one wrong.
Yeah.
Milotic. I don't get why people say melodic. It's just Milotic. Milo, like Venus de Milo. Tick, like the thing that bites you, or like TikTok.
There you go.
It's just Milotic. It's not melodic. It's just not. Okay, here's what Sarumi is saying for the horses. Glastria, Spectria.
What?
No.
What are they, French?
Shut it down.
Glastria, Spectria.
The word glass, the word tree, and then and then the word spec, the word tree, and then the word
You know, I'm good with that. It's too hard to say like tree or anyway. So let's like I guess I get that. Like
Spectria.
Glastria, Spectria.
It is. They're similar.
Yeah.
They end in the I. The R. No, they end in TRIER. Yeah, they do end.
Yeah, but there are other words, and I'm blanking on what they are right now, that end in like IER, where you don't pronounce it like with the R at the end, right?
Like
You pronounce it differently. So like IER, I feel like doesn't. Yeah. I'm not going to go further with this, but there are words out there.
Cleavor, Ursaluna, Sneasler. Okay, sure. We'll circle back to the horses when we talk about them in another 2 months. Yeah, get your Venusaur. Charizard should be next. Blastoise should be after that. I guess because they announced that starters are going to fill 7-star raids for the rest of the year, or for 27, however many weeks that is, give or take Pikachu or Eevee. I'm assuming then we're not getting like a Pokemon Day announcement for Scarlet and Violet, unless I don't know what else they could do besides maybe outbreaks. And mass outbreaks have been missing for a couple months, and I can't imagine they're done with that. I understand
would-
pausing them to give space for ZA.
Sure.
Yeah, I almost just like wonder what they would do, like what Pokemon they'd pick, but honestly they could just pick whatever. But I feel like if there was a shiny in that game you wanted, you probably have it. Unless you're like a newer player to it, sure, but
Yeah, maybe. But I liked the bass outbreaks.
Mhm.
I thought they were really
It
fun.
was fun for like looking for certain marks and stuff.
Yeah.
Where's our Squawkabilly mass outbreak?
You've got them all.
No, I'm missing the white one. I have the other
Oh.
3. Yeah.
Mm.
Which is funny because it's way easier to hunt Squawkabilly in Scarlet and Violet than it is in
Yeah.
ZA.
Yeah. Wait, did you hunt them all in ZA?
I hunted 3 of the 4 in ZA.
Yeah, no, Squawkabilly. I think I have 2 of them that I got from Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I just need the white one, which again, it would probably just be easier to go to Scarlet and Violet and
Mm-hmm.
narrow down the white one and then do it.
Are you playing much Scarlet and Violet outside of these raids these days?
Have I gone back to? I have gone back to. I haven't gone back to Scarlet and Violet since the DLC came out. But when I finished ZA, I had no incentive to shiny hunt at all, and I would do a couple of things in ZA, and then I would go back to Scarlet and Violet and shiny hunt there. And that was usually like how I was playing. But there's enough to do in the DLC where I'm still pretty focused on the DLC.
Got it. How are you, Austin? You playing Scarlet and Violet at all these days?
No, I think I opened it once since ZA came out. However, I did go back to Legends Arceus for a little bit.
Wow. All right.
Because I wanted the shiny Alpha Heracross in the first area. Although you can get that in ZA. It just there's not a static encounter for one.
Got it.
There's also no staircase near it, so like, how are you?
That's true. That is
possibly-
true.
What macros did you program? Speaking of Arceus, that's a sidetrack stuff. But I was watching a very popular streamer. I'm not going to name drop. I was watching a very popular streamer play Arceus. They originally played ZA and they liked ZA so much that they never played Arceus, so it encouraged them to buy and go to Arceus. Now, this streamer they don't play Pokemon games for a living. They play Valorant for a living, and they're very good at Valorant. And it was so interesting watching them play Legends Arceus because we talk about this all the time on the show. But when people say like Pokemon games are for kids or Pokemon games are easy or they're like designed for babies, all of the standard complaints, right?
Who says that? They're designed for babies.
I don't know.
Somebody does.
I don't want to stereotype. But watching somebody who plays video games for a living, obviously they have hundreds of thousands of people watching them. Watching them play video games for a living, specifically a very competitive, very hardcore video game like Valorant, and then watching them switch over to Pokemon, and just seeing how Pokemon can be, I wouldn't say hard, but when you like lack the knowledge of the series, you play in such a different way. And so watching them like play a lot slower and ask questions, and it's like you're not new to video games. You play a game where you need to react so incredibly quickly. And you're just they were in what's that area you like? Alabaster Icelands?
Yeah.
They were in Alabaster Icelands for 5 hours, and they didn't finish exploring the entire map. They only had half the map explored.
Oh, geez.
Because they were just getting sidetracked and distracted, and they were like catching things and battling things. And when you watch somebody who plays Pokemon for a living, like I think the first thing I did was unlock the entire map. And I did that in like 20 minutes. I was like, I'm going to get on my Stantler evolution, Weirdeer, and I'm just gonna like run through the entire map to force it to unlock.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I did that with both Zelda games as well. Like, I tried to
Sure.
unlock as much of the map as possible first, so I could see everything.
And I have nothing bad to say about it. I was actually enjoyable to me to watch somebody who is so good at so many other video games and then watch them like not like slow down to play Pokemon, but they just don't have the knowledge that people who mostly play Pokemon games, right?
Yeah.
Like I've said this all the time. I think Pokemon fans should play other games, especially other RPGs, to get like a good grasp of like what is out there. And I think you see that with Pokemon fans when they say like, "Oh, I can't believe experience share is turned off." It's like, have you just never played any other JRPG in your entire life? Like your whole party getting experience has been like the standard for such a long time. Or like Pokemon fans that are just so mad that like autosave was a thing. I don't remember, when did they introduce autosave? Was that like Sword and Shield or something? Where you could still like toggle it, but like I think it was Sword and Shield because I think it autosaved when you flew.
Yeah.
But it was like these are just standard things that Pokemon was behind on, but that should be in like most modern games. So I don't know. I will still always stand on my soapbox and encourage Pokemon fans to play other games. But I do think there are a lot of Pokemon fans that just play Pokemon, and maybe they dabble in like Animal Crossing or something very light. But I do think it was fun to watch somebody who is very good at all of these other games and then like ZA so much that they were like, I'm gonna go. I never played Arceus. I'm gonna buy Arceus and play it.
And how did they like the greatest Pokemon game ever created?
I think they were having fun. I mean, like I could tell they were having fun with it, but I don't know where it ranked on the scale of, you know, when somebody has like 10,000 people watching, you just can't hop in chat and be like, "Hey, how do you like this game?
How do you like it?"
Probably not going to see your message.
Part of me kind of misses the fact that I'm not really able to play a Pokemon game and just get lost in Alabaster Icelands for 5 hours in just one little area. You know, because I do feel like, it's like I feel like there's stuff I should do.
Well, yeah. Did you feel that? You played Zelda, right, Austin?
Yeah.
Did you feel that way in Zelda?
Kinda. Yeah, it's like I felt like I was able to just like, because I didn't know what I was looking for really, or what I was trying to find, or like I didn't know that there was a cool Pokemon probably over in this area. And so like I was just wandering around. And I think like games like Skyrim and Oblivion do that for me. Like when I first played Oblivion with the remake or the remaster, I had no clue what I was looking for, where I was going, what I was doing. And it felt really cool to just kind of be lost, but still intrigued to play. And I don't know, Pokemon hasn't done that for me. I mean, I guess I did a little bit in Arceus. ZA was a little bit different, but I don't know. I thought that was cool that somebody had that experience.
Yeah, for sure.
I played ZA really slow compared to other Pokemon games. But I don't think that was like bad or anything. I remember when the DLC came out 1 month ago.
Back in my day.
I remember when the DLC came out, and literally within 24 hours I was seeing people already on Twitch. I was seeing people already battling Rayquaza.
Yeah.
And what I'm sure they had YouTube videos to make, or that was just the thing they wanted to know life for 24 hours straight. It was just to play ZA DLC, and that's cool. Like, play the game however you want to play, but it took me, and again, I wasn't rushing or anything. It took me like 2 weeks to get to Rayquaza. You know, playing like 6-7 hours a day, 5 days a week on. But like, But this is why I told my Twitch chat was, hey, there's not another Pokemon game coming out anytime soon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
Take your time with it.
Even if you consider Pokopia coming out, that's 3 months that I have of ZA. I don't need to beat Rayquaza within 24 hours. He ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. I do feel like I played through at least base game of ZA a little quicker. I actually did play Arceus kind of like I played Zelda. Like I did get lost a lot in Arceus or got like sidetracked by a lot of things in Arceus. And I think, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons. I don't actually think it's like the best Pokemon game created, I'll be honest. But I do think that's one of the reasons that Arceus is so high on my list is because of what you were saying, Austin. Like getting lost a little bit, getting sidetracked a lot, and just kind of exploring the map more so than something like ZA or even Scarlet and Violet. I feel like I kind of sort of rushed through that game a bit rather than kind of getting lost in it. I think it was because of honestly because of how it played.
Yeah.
It just didn't. You couldn't really. I don't know. I couldn't find myself getting immersed in Scarlet and Violet with how it played. But yeah, it is definitely fun when you can kind of get yourself lost in a game like that.
Hey, you can get lost in ZA when the entire city uses the same building texture, and you're like, I don't know where I am right now.
Yeah,
because everything.
That's true.
Looks
I don't
the
know
same.
what district I'm in half the time. So.
Quick, let me find a manhole cover.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I think, sorry to go off into this, but I think one of the things that does help the experience of like getting lost in video games not feel as bad is like you could stumble across a really good item or a cool sword or a piece of armor, in Zelda or Skyrim Oblivion, like I mentioned. But that doesn't really exist for Pokemon. You might find a rare candy or a potion or something. And so I feel like that doesn't exist where it's like, I'm exploring, but am I going to find anything cool? And I think the way that Pokemon does it is they usually have like the manhole covers, that's cool to stumble upon those. Oh, I know those, so that's fun. But I don't think there's no like super rare item drop to look for in like a chest.
Right. And I think part of what helped with Arceus with that wasn't so much super rare items drops, but was crafting before you could go through and just buy a bunch of stuff. Because you did, like, at least I did. I spent a lot of time like running around just trying to break the stuff to get what I needed.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't super rare items, but it was something that you were kind of hunting for. And I guess you could, the mega shards are kind of that in ZA, but I don't know. It doesn't feel the same. Maybe because it's a city.
Yeah,
it feels
maybe.
different in a city.
With ZA, it was like, oh, I found the Goomy. Oh, I found the Eevee.
Yep.
Oh, I found the Bagon.
True. Yeah.
Bagon's easy. That Bagon was a bad example. He's really easy to find. Larvitar.
I mean, yeah, because I guess Pokemon, quote unquote, are the weapons, right? So that would be.
Whoa. I wouldn't say it like that.
Well, I mean, that's. I'm going to pick my fire sword. I'm going to pick my Simisear.
The worst fire Pokemon in that game. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got a little bit of Pokopia news, so we will be right back. Pre-order Pokemon Pokopia at Pokemon Center to receive a gift with your purchase. Get a Ditto Sitting Cutie when you pre-order this upcoming life simulation game for the Nintendo Switch 2. Is this enough to make you pre-order the game and also get the game probably not on release day because Pokemon Center does not usually deliver on release day?
True.
Yes, it is.
You did it?
I did.
Because you do one of each, right? You do digital.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, physical. I do one of each.
But there's nothing on the cartridge.
Yeah, but that's okay. The box. I'm paying $70 for a box and a Ditto plushie. All right, but I'm paying $70 for a box. I haven't even opened yet.
True.
That's fine.
And that Ditto's worth like $15 plus shipping. So you're getting.
Back in my day, that Ditto was like $11.99. Now he's up
It
to
was.
$15.99.
It was. I think this is fun. If you are going to pre-order it, this isn't awful. I do wish they went the same route that I think it was UK Pokemon Center did, where there's like a tote bag or something. It was like not just a plush you could order separately. It was like an actual new item.
Oh,
So
that's
I
cool.
do wish that was the case here. But it's better than nothing.
You're right. It is better than nothing.
That's true. I just want to point out this sentence toward the end of this article about getting a Ditto with Pokopia. There are plenty of other fun Ditto products to discover at Pokemon Center, so you can decorate your home into a Ditto utopia. Dittopia, perhaps? Pokemon Company International. Okay.
I mean, they put the perfect thing for the Meowth event in
True.
Unite.
True.
Wait, are there new? Hold on, I got sidetracked. I got sidetracked on purpose. They did introduce the Ditto / Pikachu keychains the same time they announced Pokopia pre-order bonus on PokemonCenter.com, which I'm shocked they did. So when I was in Japan for Nagasaki Wild Area, these keychains literally came out the day after I arrived to Japan, and that is like the Ditto Nature's plush keychain, and it's the Pikachu ones, and they're super cute, and they're really good quality. And I got like 3 of the Pikachus because I just thought they were really adorable. And now I'm just gonna throw them away because I thought they were Japan exclusive, and now everyone can get them. No, I think they are really great. So if you're looking for good quality keychains, I can't imagine the US ones are like any different. The pictures make it look like exactly what I bought.
They're
Right.
probably the same.
Yeah, they're probably the same. But they were selling very well in Japan. Japan also had more Ditto stuff to go along with this. They had like a Ditto foldable blanket, and they had some more blind box stuff. But it looks like the US only got the keychain plushes, which, let's be honest here, let's not try to like sugarcoat it. Keychain plushes definitely exploded because of Labubu. Everyone wanted
Yep.
something to hang off their purse or their backpack. Not that like
Sure.
keychains or plushes weren't already popular, but the only one good thing from 2025 was maybe the short stint that Labubu had for.
This Pokemon Nature's collection, it looks like also there's a bath towel that came out. I don't know if that was in Japan, but yeah, there's a bath towel.
Oh yeah, I
that's
see it.
some different Pokemon on it, including Ditto. There are a lot of Ditto items here at the Pokemon Center website, including Ditto pants. If you want lounge pants, well, they're women's style lounge pants, but if you want lounge pants, they got Ditto lounge pants. And a Ditto mug, which I had not seen before until today. It's real cute.
They're doing monthly pins again this year. Did you see that? They
I
started
did.
with Mewtwo.
Mewtwo was, they pushed the Mewtwo button on their pins.
Sold out already.
Sold out, yeah.
Yeah.
Mewtwo Pokemon monthly pins, legendary moments, 1 of 12.
Yeah,
There's more than 12 legendaries.
I saw an email, or I saw a message about that there was stuff available at Pokemon Center, and I jumped in the thing. I jumped over and I saw that there was a queue. I thought, oh, great. Okay.
Yep,
So
yep.
I clicked on it, and now it has a time remaining in the queue, and it was like 1 minute. And I thought, whoa, nice. They've sped things up. And then I got in less than a minute, and everything was sold out. I was like, oh, that's why it was only a minute, because everybody already got everything, including the Mewtwo pin.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's really not great.
No, it is not. It's not.
Speaking of these keychains, though, I think my favorite one is the Ditto Bold Nature one, and that one's not sold out yet.
Yeah, it's real cute.
Did any of them sell out?
Yeah.
There was
The one
did
with
see
it holding
one.
a doll, the Clefairy doll.
And there was the one, it was doing, what one is it? The Bashful Nature, where it's like doing the finger thing.
The Ditto or the Pikachu?
Ditto.
I think all the Pikachus are still in stock.
Yes.
Yeah, the Pikachu are still in stock. It makes me sad that the Ditto that's holding the Clefairy doll is the lonely Ditto.
Oh, no.
Oh, I see it now.
It's so sad.
Wait, there was a Gimme Gold coin?
Gone.
Oh my gosh.
Gone.
Gone.
It wasn't a coin. Sorry, it wasn't a coin.
The
it
pin.
was a pin.
The pin,
Of Gimme
yeah.
Gold holding a coin. I didn't know that was a thing. I would have got that.
Actually,
Well-
I'm probably going to order this bold Ditto keychain plush, actually.
Well, you got to order something else because you need the free shipping.
Bath towel.
You could order some Pokemon TCG cards.
Can I?
Oh,
Can I, though?
Wait, no, sorry. Forever sold out.
Hey, the Safari Ball by the Wand Company is still in stock.
There's a 21 and 3/4 inch Mimikyu Pokemon plush you could order.
I'm glad Pokopia got sidelined for Ditto plushes.
Well, they brought us
I
there
mean, they're
with their.
kind of in the same.
They brought us there with the add-on.
I
It did
am,
say that.
I am definitely curious if how Pokopia will run on the Switch 2 being a Switch 2 exclusive, because for whatever other people say about the frame rate of Scarlet and Violet on the Switch 2, or even Legends ZI on the Switch 2, no denying it's much better, but there are still huge frame rate hiccups in both of those games.
Yeah, but the base game was designed for the Switch 1, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, that makes. I'll give that benefit. I mean, I don't give any benefit to this way the Switch 1 Scarlet and Violet runs, but I'll give benefit of the doubt of, like, they couldn't fix absolutely everything. I'm sure there were pieces of things where it's like, we can't, for whatever reason, the way that this is done, we can't fix this portion of it, like, for Switch 2. But this game being only Switch 2, I mean, buttery smooth for this
Hopefully.
very relaxed.
Yeah, it seems like a
Video
pretty
game.
easy, like, to
If this
run
game
game.
had
I would
frame rate
think.
drops, I'd be worried of what's happening over there.
You're trying to, like, grow a flower, and the flower's coming out at 3 frames a second. Oh.
I'd be really worried.
Have either of you, I'm assuming this is a yes, but have either of you played a Switch 2 exclusive game on Switch 2? Not Pokemon, just
No.
Donkey Kong.
But Donkey
Well, you
Kong also had frame rate issues, right?
Yep.
did it?
It did.
Oh.
Although, to be fair with Donkey Kong, there is a lot happening at once when you're breaking everything, so maybe I'll give it a pass. Because, but yeah, it did a little bit.
And Mario Kart World is also a Switch 2 exclusive.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh,
I
yeah, it
have played
is.
Mario Kart.
So
That
Any
one
issues
seemed
with
fine,
that?
but I also wasn't paying too close attention.
yeah, I don't know. I played Cyberpunk, which is Switch 2
Mhm.
exclusive.
Oh, did you get it when it was like $17?
$17?
There was
Yeah,
like
they
a
would-
mishap or something, right?
Yeah, they had like a 20-hour mishap where they lowered the price too much. And then so people bought it, and then they like apologized, and then they increased. I think it was supposed to be like 40. It went from like 60 to 40, but somebody priced it at $17.99.
Wow. No, I bought it. I bought it like right when I got the Switch 2.
Oh, okay.
And so it was the full price. But I will say that game had a few hiccups, but that's not surprising because that game had many hiccups when it first came out.
Oh yeah.
But more like overall, it ran pretty smooth on the Switch 2. I was pretty happy with how that game ran. So I think Pokopia will be fine. I think it's gonna run.
The little bit of Metroid Prime 4 that I played ran good, but I
Yeah,
only
Desert-
played it for
Desert
a
I'm
couple
sure
hours.
runs amazing since there's nothing in it.
I played it for 3 hours maybe, but it was good.
Was it?
When
Well, the frame rate was good.
Oh, got it. Okay.
A true hallway simulator, Metroid Prime
yes,
4.
yes.
Yeah, I'm excited for Pokopia. We're getting close.
Yeah. Do you think we get any more information about Pokopia before its release?
Yeah,
They'll probably do a Pokemon Day trailer, right?
Yeah,
For,
but
like,
I feel
a
like
week
there would
before it
have to be
comes out?
something before Pokemon Day, right?
Yeah, I feel like we would have to get something. I don't think they'd give us a trailer like 6 days before the game comes out.
I mean,
feel
I
like
think
it'd be
they
a
will
little
give
bit
us a
earlier
trailer
than that.
6 days before the game comes out. I just think that will give us
Something before that also.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, what am I saying? They've definitely done it in the past with games.
because they usually do a final trailer a
Yeah.
week to two before their game ships, like the final trailer for ZA. Which what was that? That was like the Mega Greninja, Mega Chestnut, Mega Delphox.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay. So what do we have? We have one Pokemon missing in ZA right now that is supposed to be ideally. I don't want to spoil it for people. That is supposed to be ideally distributed the same way Diancie and Mewtwo were distributed. So nothing too fancy there. Probably just a side mission that appears on the map. Assuming you probably have to beat Rayquaza for that to appear. So I don't know if they save that for Pokemon Day. That doesn't seem like good enough for Pokemon. Like, I feel like saving Mewtwo or saving Diancie was like good enough for Pokemon Day. I don't think this unreleased Pokemon is good enough. So does that come beforehand?
Yes.
Right.
And besides that, I think ZA is done.
Yeah, that was my
Right.
thought. Is like if they don't show it for Pokemon Day, there probably won't be a ZA thing on Pokemon Day.
Right. And
But
I think there won't
that
be.
feels like the only ZA thing they could do.
But I think that the idea is that they won't want to talk about ZA at all on Pokemon Day. So I think that will come beforehand on purpose, for the purpose of not talking about ZA at all. Other than if they, I don't know, they don't do sales numbers or anything during.
No,
not sales numbers. Not sales. Sorry, not sales numbers. They don't do like unit numbers. Like, oh, we sold, millions of copies of something.
No, it's not an Apple keynote.
It's not an Apple keynote. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Very true. Yeah, I think ZA will not get mentioned. I'm going to say it right here. I think ZA will not get mentioned at all on Pokemon Day. 0 mentions of.
Ooh, I don't
ZA.
fully believe that, because the thing that would make them mention it would be Pokemon Home support.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. In association with Pokemon Home, I can see that, but nothing about the ZA on its own will be mentioned on Pokemon Day.
I think I tend to agree with you. I would assume that anything ZA related would be like, hey, here's Pokemon Home support, and then here is the first thing of Champions that we're going to do, which I think ideally the first thing of Champions is like ZA Pokedex minus legendary Pokemon. Right, so like you can't use Zeraora, you can't use Mewtwo, you can't use Rayquaza, you can't use Kyogre Groudon. Sorry, some of those Pokemon I mentioned were mythical, but that would ideally be the first round of, because we already know that Champions won't have the full Pokedex. So they're probably starting with just the ZA Pokedex, which is what, 260 Pokemon total? I'm probably off on that number.
Something like that.
Something like that number, yeah.
But remember, Champions doesn't import any of your Pokemon. It just looks at Pokemon Home.
Right. Yeah. Other than them having to say, if they decide to say what the first round of competition is for Champions, I could almost see them being like, and here's how Pokemon Home has been updated, and then just throwing a screenshot up showing now things can go to ZA and back. Now things can like be like used in champions, and not even mentioning like ZA, just having a screenshot that just shows that it's now included in
Sure.
the home ecosystem.
Yeah.
I really think that I'm really thinking that they're going to want to really focus on what's coming up, and that ZA is just done, and they don't even want to really like, they want to acknowledge that as little as possible, only because of how quickly they put everything out for ZA.
Yeah.
Before Pokemon Day.
No, I've been on this bandwagon too. That ZA is done. There's not going to be a second DLC. Like all the Pokemon in this
not.
DLC were already included in the base game. They were just hidden and scrubbed.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, either Game Freak doesn't care or they don't know how to separate out an update. Like I just don't know how you include the entire DLC Pokedex and you just like hide it in the code that people aren't going to look at because they've been looking at the code forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the only thing we don't know is what abilities all of these new Mega Pokemon have. I do find it really funny. We'll end on this like ZA/Pokemon Day stuff before we transfer to our next bit of news. I do find it very funny that the current like competitive, I use the word competitive very loosely for ZA since it's like a 1v1v1v1 battle royale. I do find it funny that the meta is just people not using Mega Pokemon because held items are just better than Mega Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like Marowak holding the bone, Focus Sash, Life Orb. Like when I played with Garchomp, I didn't use Mega Garchomp because Life Orb Garchomp was just better than Mega Garchomp. I was doing more damage than I would be doing consistently just holding the Life Orb, and losing a little bit of HP doesn't matter because most of that thing is just a one-shot simulator.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's so true.
And so if you look at the top meta Pokemon, you'll see like Ampharos, you'll see Garchomp, you'll see Swampert. None of them are Mega. Because the item you put on that Pokemon is better. So I just find it really funny in a game with the most amount of Megas that focused on Megas. Mega Evolution is such a garbage mechanic that it is ignored in the game that Megas existed. Because held items are just so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. That's true. Do you think there's a world where they thought we should do like Megastone isn't like a held item, so you can still have a held item and Mega Evolve your Pokemon?
There's probably a world where that works.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of Mega Pokemon just got straight up screwed not having abilities.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Mega Ampharos, Molebreaker ain't gonna save Mega Ampharos.
It's unfortunate but true.
Like Mega Garchomp, that ain't gonna save it either.
Uh-huh.
But even Electros, completely useless Mega or not because its ability isn't there. Mawile and what was the other Pokemon that got huge power? I don't remember. Mawile, like I think to make up for the fact that it didn't have huge power, they gave it like 20 more base stats. And
yeah, there was a couple they did that too.
Yeah, there was a couple Pokemon they did that too, but just completely useless in the game.
Right.
Because huge power, the thing that makes it really good, and it's still even not that good. Like Mega Mawile wasn't even that competitive in X and Y or ORAS. Like just really bad.
Yeah.
I tend, I do come off on the show really confident with some of my predictions or some of the things I say. But I do feel like I have a pretty good grasp of, how the Pokemon Company has moved and what trends we've seen. And, I've sat inside Creature's office and I've talked to these people who have worked on the product. And I know that the TCG isn't exactly the VGC, but like their ethos, their like how they think are ultimately the same when it comes to like competitive imbalance. But I just don't see how we go from action-based Pokemon battles with a very limited dex, with over 400 moves cut, with no abilities, and people look at that and go, well, that's the future. Like,
Right.
maybe in a couple years, but I don't think Gen 10 or like the next game. Like, look at how
No.
fast they
it's
threw
missing
out
so
everything
much.
in Legends Arceus.
Right. That was going to be my point. Is Legends Arceus introduced a ton of new things. Whether people remember them or not, go back and play. You'll see there's a ton of mechanics.
Oh, don't worry. I watched a streamer play it for 6 hours.
And those mechanics do not exist anywhere in Scarlet and Violet or even Legends ZA. Like even the other Legends game that came out afterwards, right, did not carry forward those mechanics of Legends Arceus. Now there were a few, and people will be quick to point out like the few mechanics that maybe went forward or turned into something else. But you forget about there was a lot there that just didn't move forward. And while this battle system, well, I like the battle system in ZA.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's I just don't think it's anywhere near, even if they were going to do it, I don't think it's near ready to move it on to move the next generation forward.
No.
For the games.
The speed stat is completely useless in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, I think a lot of people, myself included, looked at Scarlet and Violet, saw what happened with that game, with the frame rate issues and with other performance issues, and thought, okay, their next game has to be on point, right? And which was Legends ZA, right? So we were all like, okay, Legends ZA better be on point. I think it's actually more important to them that Generation 10 doesn't get messed up in any way, rather than like the Legends game that's like, not nearly as big or going to sell nearly as much as like Gen 10 will. I think they're going to play it a little safe because of what happened with Scarlet and Violet. That Gen 10, they're going to want to make sure is like perfect. And I think throwing out the old battle system and putting a new one into Gen 10 is not that. So yes. I don't think
I agree.
See that change.
I agree. I just think I also just don't understand why people think that. So I think last week people got confused of me thinking like Champions is only going to exist for this summer and then they're going to throw it away. And I don't think that multiple games can exist at the same time. I do think that Pokemon is very good at like moving on to the next thing, right? Like competitive was only in Sun and Moon for 1 year, and then it was in Ultra Sun and Moon for 2 years, and then it was in Sword and Shield. Like prior to that, hey, Black and White, now it's Black and White 2, now it's X and Y, now it's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Like they do that in order to sell games, but also those games didn't have like DLC or updates until we got to Sword and Shield. But having a battle simulator running alongside another game is completely fine. There's a lot of things that Champions has to do right in order to succeed long term, and I just can't imagine, number one, that the Pokemon Company / Game Freak has enough faith in ILCA to say like, yes, we are just, every competitive thing is going to be in Champions, because like, why would you put all your eggs in that basket if Champions does end up flopping and you have to pivot back to Gen 10 or you have to pivot back to whatever game anyways? Also, the important thing that exists outside of Champions in something like Pokemon Showdown, which like the Pokemon I've been to Pokemon's headquarters multiple times. This is kind of where my confidence comes from when I make these predictions. I've had lunch with Pokemon employees. I have been in Pokemon's offices in Japan. Like I've had conversations with multiple people. They know Showdown exists. They're very well aware that Showdown is a thing. They're fine with it because it doesn't make money. It's just a website. Showdown at the end of the day is a glorified calculator. You don't need to have
Yeah.
like the PNGs or the sprites of Pokemon to just calculate which moves do what against specific stats. It's a glorified calculator. That's all it is. But the great thing about that glorified calculator is we get information from how popular moves are, what held items are popular, EV spreads. All of that data is so incredibly valuable to the competitive community that if Champions has none of that a player can look at and say, okay, Assault Vest is really popular on Incineroar. Shuckleberry is really popular on Incineroar. Incineroars are no longer running Parting Shot. I don't know why. That's just an example. Parting Shot is very good. But if we got the data and we were like, okay, top 4 moves, none of them are Parting Shot, that information is so incredibly valuable to the community. And if Champions has none of that, it's dead in the water. People are going to continue going to Showdown and continue using those resources because that is if you're not in competitive and you're thinking like, oh, well, everything's going to move to Champions, it has to be Champions. You don't understand the importance of why Showdown exists and why those numbers exist. Like that is the valuable asset that you probably don't see at surface level of like, you go there and you're like, oh, what's the most popular held item? Where are they getting that from? They're getting that from the thousands of players that are playing Showdown every day and adding to that. So again, I think Champions can exist alongside a Gen 10 and for them both to have a competitive scene and for some tournaments to exist in Champions and some tournaments exist in Showdown in Gen 10. Assuming Gen 10 is turn-based, which I think it will be. I don't think I don't think they have enough data in the last 2 months to be like, yeah, this turn-based action thing is really hit. We've been working on this game for 4 years.
I was going to say, as if they haven't been working on it since before ZA even came out.
But I think my skepticism and my worry with Champions is, one, they gave it to Ilka, and Ilka has not a good track record. And don't bring up Pokemon Sleep. The Pokemon Sleep devs are still technically a part of that, and there's and they already gave Ilka the game plan before they transferred it over. But Ilka does not have a good track record. I can't imagine like people at Game Freak who has to sit there and figure out which Pokemon are getting what stat distributions, what typing they are, what abilities they're getting, how they should balance old Pokemon. I can't imagine that a team at Game Freak is playtesting and making sure competitive is good just to hand it over to Ilka to program in their Unity game. Like people forget Game Freak. The Pokemon Company doesn't own Game Freak. Game Freak owns the Pokemon Company. I think people forget this.
Yeah.
It is their game. It is their series.
Yeah.
I can't imagine they're not proud of the competitive thing they built, and they just want to hand it over to somebody else and go like, we're done with this.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I know people are thinking, oh, they're bringing this game to mobile. It's going to open it up to so many more people. Champions I'm talking about.
Yes.
And so, of course, the Pokemon Company wants this because it'll just make competitive more viable for everyone. So there'll be more people joining competitive and being competitive and going to these tournaments and stuff. The Pokemon Company doesn't have an issue with the amount of people that are playing competitive. They're not like, oh, these numbers are dwindling so much. We need to do something to get more people in here so we have more people in these tournaments. The tournaments are like selling out for competitors, right? Like they don't have the space to fill for the competitors that want to play the game. So they don't need to put out a game that's available to more people so they can bring more people into the competitive scene. I think this just makes the competitive option more viable to people to play a different way, but it's not because they need to bring more people in. It's not like they're like losing competitors and need to bring in new competitors.
I think I agree. I agree with you. I've said this before. and I know not everyone listens to every single episode of this podcast, or maybe even makes it to the end of every podcast. Although I think the podcast does have like an 80% completion rate, which is like really good. But I think this is just marketing. Like, I think this is I think Pokemon saw what Mario Kart Tour did on mobile, and I think Pokemon saw what Pocket Camp for Animal Crossing did on mobile. And you cannot look at those two specific games and say Pocket Camp hurt New Horizons or Mario Kart Tour hurt Mario Kart 8, because both New Horizons and Mario Kart 8 are like the top. I'm pretty sure both of them are in the top 3 best-selling games. Mario Kart 8 being the best-selling game on the Nintendo Switch.
For sure.
So those two mobile games didn't hurt. You could only argue the opposite, where those two mobile games probably influenced people to buy a Switch and to buy that $60 game.
Yes.
So I really think Pokemon looked at that and went, well, if we have a mobile game, I bet that would sell more copies of Gen 10 or more copies of ZA or more copies of whatever game comes after that. I literally think it just boils down to that. Is it nice to have like an extra place to do competitive? Yes. Is it nice to maybe get more people in competitive? Yes. Is it nice to maybe that these Pokemon Go people who have this huge Pokemon Go collection that don't know what to do with it, that this game they can do something with it? Is that nice? Yes. But I sincerely think that this is just marketing. And if it works and people love it, they can expand on it. But if it doesn't work, it's just going to be another Pokemon Battle Revolution. That's it. It's just going to be another Pokemon Battle Revolution. It's going to exist for a time period, and then they're just going to move away from it.
Yep. And I know we keep saying this, but I think it's like really important to really solidify the fact that TCG Live exists, right? And
It sure does.
what does that do?
It does.
Brings people into playing the physical TCG. Like it's not the opposite. There aren't less people playing the TCG or collecting TCG cards because TCG Live exists. It's bringing more people into it, and so it's like they've done this before. It's not new. It's just new with VGC.
Yeah. I am curious. We'll have to push everything to the post show, which we don't have a lot left. Let me tell you what. If you're on the premium feed, we have a little bit of Pokemon Go news and a little bit of TCG news that we'll push to the bonus. I am really curious that with Champions, I don't think it's going to shock anyone that Champions will probably use Mega Pokemon at Worlds with all the new megas. It'll probably be Mega Rayquaza and Primal Mega Rayquaza, Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre. Those will probably be pretty dominant at Worlds, assuming that they're legal at Worlds. And then it'll probably go until January, until they switch over to a Gen 10 format.
Yeah.
But even so, I have two things that I've been thinking about. Number one is it is possible that Gen 10 doesn't need to launch with a competitive format. That like they could spend a little bit more time on it, but I don't think competitive is what's holding them back. I think that team I think that team just purely works on competitive, right? They purely work on like, is this ability too strong? Is this move too strong? You know, there's a team there that's playtesting all day for that kind of stuff, right? For balance and whatnot. But it is possible where they pull a BDSP and they're like, hey, the GTS thing isn't ready. We're going to release this a couple months later. I think that is a reality. I also don't know when home compatibility will come to Gen 10, right? Like, we don't even have home compatibility for ZA. It took, 9 months for it to come to BDSP?
Wow.
And then, 7 months for it to come to Legends Arceus because it came on the same day. So, when home compatibility comes to Gen 10, because it ain't going to be day one.
No.
There's still a time gate for when those Pokemon touch champions.
True.
So if Gen 10 introduces, 69 new Pokemon, I almost said 67. None of those can go into champions until home allows them to, because again,
Right.
champions only looks at what's in home.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that first hurdle to jump over, and then how does that look for Switch 1 people? Because it's very likely at this point that Gen 10 would be Switch 2 exclusive. So
I would
hope
think
so.
so.
Champions is
so.
a Switch 1, Switch 2, and mobile game, and you have, Water Ferret starter with Intimidate. That's my speculation.
Okay.
The
Water
water Pokemon
ferret?
will be a ferret. It'll be the new Incineroar, except it'll be in ferret form. It'll have Intimidate.
Okay, real quick. We have the water ferret and we have the grass pterodactyl. Got it. Okay.
Okay, yes, great. I'm glad we're speculating.
We
I'm
got
sorry.
two of the first.
Anyways, does Water Ferret starter appear on Switch 1, right? Because it has to.
Mm.
But you
Yeah.
can't get it on Switch 1 because you don't have that game on Switch 2.
Yeah.
That is
that's-
tricky, actually.
That is really tricky. That would make it. Well, that makes me feel like.
You could trade in home, right? Like, so in
Mhm.
True.
home, if
True.
I don't have Gen 10, I could still trade you my Incineroar for Water Ferret Intimidator. But I can't do anything with that Pokemon besides
Yeah.
champions can notice that it's in home and then like use it. It's really weird if you think about
Well,
the limitations of that.
Mm-hmm.
that even you have to think too that Champions is going to be a mobile game, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are going to download Champions, like, and aren't fully up to date on the Pokemon games as well.
This is why I go back to, I think this is purely marketing.
Yeah.
I think this is, you download Champions for free because you want to do a couple battles, and you see Water Ferret across from you, and you go, well, I want that. How do I
Yeah.
get that? Oh, I got to get a Switch 2 and I got to get Gen 10? Crazy. It's almost like, oh man, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp's so great. Oh, there's a new one? Oh, it's on Switch? Oh, I can't leave my house because of COVID? I guess I'll buy a Switch, or I guess I'll buy Animal Crossing and I'll play that. It worked. It also, okay, it worked because there was an infectious disease throughout the entire world, but it still worked
But it
because
worked.
people touched Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and they wanted something more.
Yeah, that actually, I feel like that kind of breaks that way open of if you don't have the latest game, you are going to have a much harder time getting those Pokemon into Champions no matter what. So like, yeah.
I can't wait
People-
for people to say that Champions is paywalled. The Pokemon
I mean,
and
people already
Champions
do
are
it. They do it with Urshifu.
I know.
We don't even have it's like, they didn't say that Champions was just going to be a free for all game that's never going to have any type of payment in any way.
I think
shape,
it said
or
free to
form.
start, didn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So we don't even know how that's going to go down, right? Like, I feel like people think like, oh, we have this free game coming out. No, it's free to start. But if you really want to get into whatever is going to be
Yeah.
competitive about it, I'm sure you're going to have to pay some money.
There's too many hurdles to think that this is like, that Champions itself is the ongoing future of Pokemon. There's too many hurdles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's assuming that people like this game.
That is also true.
That's assuming it runs well. That's assuming it looks good. That's assuming that Ilka doesn't mess it up. Like, again, and the other problem is, if there are frustrations with Champions, whether that's money, whether that's time, whether that's functionality of like, oh, I don't want to transfer an Urshifu over. Like, Bobby, can you trade me an extra Urshifu? I only have one and it takes too long. I'm just going to go to Showdown.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, Showdown, besides just jumping in and doing a battle on Showdown, which you can technically do on your iPhone and you can do in your web browser and whatnot,
Sure.
Showdown provides such a huge value to the competitive community. What do you think? Like these sites like Pikalytics, what they're getting that information from Showdown. That's why you go there, and when you look at like what's the best spread for Corviknight, it's pulled from Showdown data. So I just think I hope that Champions is good. I hope that Champions is fun. I hope that Champions exist in a sense of like, hey, I want to go back and I want to like do Dynamax, but I want to do Dynamax with I want to do a Dynamax Palmy. I've never got to experience a Dynamax Palmy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like really cool stuff that they wouldn't put in a Gen 10, right? Because Gen 10 probably ain't gonna have Dynamax. It probably isn't gonna have Megas.
Probably
right?
not.
So
Sure.
you can have those like formats and you can do those cool things. But I don't think they're putting all their eggs in their basket with Champions. There's just too many hurdles that I don't think people are thinking about.
Totally agree.
I think best case scenario, Champions is a TCG Live, something that exists
Right.
as a side product that encourages people to buy newer games, or in TCG Live's sense, buy cards and encourages them to go to tournaments where they will then spend more money. I think in the that's best case scenario. I think worst case scenario, it's just Battle Revolution. It'll exist for a time period and then we'll move on. I'll have to think of a clickbaity thumbnail for this now. We have a bonus segment for everyone on Patreon. If you want longer episodes and ad-free episodes, patreon.com/PKMNcast. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but I do just want to thank everyone for the nice words and everything for the post I put out this week. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Patreon, so it's like 10 minutes long. Everyone said something nice. I'm so incredibly proud and grateful for the people in the community we have, and everyone in Slack and everyone on Patreon. You guys are I raised you guys right. It's so great seeing my children grow up. No, it really does mean a lot. So anyways, if you're on the premium feed, stick around after the credits. You know the routine. If you're not on the premium feed and you want longer episodes, patreon.com/PKMNcast. For $5 a month, you get longer episodes every week. Except that 1 week for Christmas where Austin and I said you're not getting a longer episode.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That was Austin's fault though. He made the call.
I'll take the blame.
And I was like, my hands are tied. Austin said no
I
deal.
can't even do a bonus episode that week, so.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Again, stick around if you're on the premium feed. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Supopia? Super Ditotopia? Something?
Sarumi.net is right once again because of me.
Somebody's got to do it.
You're welcome. I love Joe. I love Joe always gets back to me pretty quickly too.
Nice.